I moved to New York just shy of 2 years ago, and here's why I regret it. So in November of 2022, myself, my boyfriend, and my 2 dogs moved here all the way from the Bay Area, which if you don't know, it's like California, to New York. It was literally made within 2 weeks' time. Like, we picked up, drove across the country, not just moved, we drove across the country. It took a span of 4 days for us to get here. We don't get seasonal depression. Seasonal depression is not a thing in California, at least for me, because we just don't have, we don't have 4 seasons, period. Like, we barely experience one. It's really just kind of warm the entire time. So we moved in November, and it was just I was like, where's the sun? Why is no one smiling? How come people aren't saying hi to each other when you pass on the street? Why are people just moody? And now that I've been here for almost 2 years, I kind of understand, and I almost feel like it's changed me in a bad way. In a good and bad way. I have become better versions of myself being here. I've gotten to be so much more mature. I have changed in so many ways that I didn't even know were possible. My whole reason for wanting to move to New York, because I was like, this is where all my dreams are gonna come true. I'm gonna become the most amazing content creator, because at the time I was working a full-time job, and I was like, my goal is to quit and become a full-time content creator. And I did that earlier this year. February of this year, I quit my full-time job and decided to pursue content creation. Absolutely love that. But I did it because I'm in a place where I know for a fact that I'm taking a risk, but I'm willing to take this risk in order to better myself and learn more about myself. Here are one of the many reasons I regret moving to New York City. 1, if you want to be happy, don't move here. 2, if you want to save money, don't move here. 3, if you want a lot of space, if you want a car, don't move here. If you want to find a relationship, don't move here. At least that's what I've heard from the girls. I can't really say that personally, since me and my man moved here together. So many of the girls that I have met have said that New York dating is trash because men never want to settle down. There are so many options. If you want cleanliness, don't move here. If you want a healthy lifestyle, don't move here. If you enjoy peace and quiet, don't move here. If you enjoy serenity, don't move here. I think my favorite place in New York City is easily Central Park. I love coming here and no one else is here. You know, there's one person up there. It's a few people around, but everyone is to themselves. No one is as chaotic as the rest of New York is, and I kind of feel like that's more for Manhattan than anything. The differences between living in the Bay Area, growing up there, versus living here are so different. I think the main one is culturally. The Bay Area is extremely culturally diverse, but New York is culturally diverse in a different way. For example, they have Little Italy, they have Chinatown, which I feel like most major cities have their own Chinatown. But there's also Little DR, or their own Dominican Republic. What do they have in Queens? They have something in Queens where it's just for Jamaicans. Things are very separated here, versus in the Bay Area, everything is a melting pot. You could go to one neighborhood and you see black people, white people, Mexican people, Asian people, all together, all as a collective and all getting along. I've been to, where is it that I've been? Jackson Heights, and there you really feel like you're in a completely different country. But that's one of the only places you don't really see that in the city. I feel like in Manhattan it's a lot of I don't necessarily regret moving here, because I wouldn't be the person I am today without the experiences I've had since living here. But at the same time, I don't really enjoy living here anymore. I don't know if I ever did. It's too much. It's just too different. And people are always like, if you could survive here, you could survive anywhere. Why? Why do you want to survive in a place where you can't even afford to live? People are willing to live in 200, 300 square foot apartments, pay damn near $1,000, and what do you get? Not even a window, no bathroom. It's barely enough space to walk in and out. I don't know. I'm not gonna say, like, I understand the hype because sometimes I'll be just kind of around and I'll be like, wow, I really live in New York. Like, it's crazy. And I love that I was able to do that for myself, especially when did I move here? I moved here when I was 26 years old. I turned 28 here not too long ago. And I do feel very, very thankful that I was able to have this experience and that I was able to just pick up and move. You know, not many people can just pick up and move across the country without any thought. Like, because it was a lot. I left my entire family behind. You know, it was just me, my man, and my dogs. We didn't know anyone here. We've made a few friends here, but like still very lonely. Like, it's a big city. There are a lot of people, but there is so much loneliness at the same time. And it's also made me even more of a homebody. I feel like I was always a homebody, but even more so now. I'm like overwhelmed to go out because there's just too many people. Like, I just want to go out, get dressed up, take some cute pictures, and come back home. Like, people are like, oh, there's always something to do in New York City. And yes, there is. But do I always want to go do it? No. I just really moved here with the thought that my dreams were going to come true. I was going to have this amazing life until I got here. And I was like, holy shit. Everything is expensive as fuck. Like, I feel like you come outside, you spend minimum $100. What? I can go to the bodega and get what, a bacon, egg, and cheese for $6, or I can go to another place that's like nicer, selling the same shit, just in a better area, maybe. Boom, $20. What? Like, and I know that I've been here for 2 years, but I still feel like I'm in an adjustment period, and I might never fully adjust. I also don't like cold weather, so it's like, why did you move here? Bro, I don't know. I'm literally an impulsive person. Also, something else is, holy crap, I had no idea how much I would miss my family. Like, there have just been days and nights where I have just cried my eyes out because I feel like I have nobody here. Like, I think that I have successfully made one friendship. Like, I thought that I made another, but I don't know. Anyway, I think I have a tendency to overdo it sometimes. Like, I have a really, really big heart, and I love to love people, and I don't always realize that other people don't always go into like developing a friendship in that same manner, you know? I hate being so far away from my family. I feel like I'm about to cry talking about this. I really do hate being so far away from my family, especially now the fact that I'm getting older. It's also the fact that my parents are getting older, my siblings are getting older, and that's something I just didn't take into account. And something else that I realized is when I moved here, I felt like I was a little selfish because I never thought about those things. I'm so thankful that my boyfriend was willing to move with me and we made this choice together. We have become so much stronger. Our relationship, each other. Man, this city has taken a lot out of me. Physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. I wish that I had given it more thought, but at the same time, if I did, I wouldn't be here now. You know, like, I would have never left Oakland. And I'm so happy that I did because I felt like I was just so comfortable there. And I don't like when I get comfortable for too long because I don't feel like I'm growing as an individual. So now that I've lived here for 2 years, I think that I'm going to give this place another 2 years. Like, my entire thing was like, I'm gonna live in New York until I'm 30, and then after that I'm gonna move out of the country or I'm gonna move back to California. Honestly, I think I might move out of the country, but I want to be with my parents, so I might move out of the country a little bit later. But me and my boyfriend's lease is coming up in January. We're considering moving to Westchester. I think, like, what is that, like Yonkers, New Rochelle, I don't know what else is over there, okay, but up there. Or we're considering Jersey. I think the places that we've been told are like Jersey City, New Bergen. Growing up in the Bay Area, you have Oakland, Berkeley, Hayward, San Leandro. Those are the cities. But here you have Manhattan, and then inside of Manhattan you have Soho, you have Lower East Side, Upper West Side, Upper East Side. Like, it just continues on. Like, and I've loved living here. Honestly, like, I don't know what my favorite thing has been. The food. Actually, I take it back. I love the amount of food that you can eat. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I'm just a big foodie. I love food. My entire channel was dedicated to food until earlier this year, where I just pivoted to lifestyle. I love how culturally diverse everything is. Like I said earlier, how there's like little DR, there's a Jamaican area, like blah blah, like you can go to Jackson Heights, Queens, and you can find Indian food, Jamaican food, Haitian food, Tibetan food, all in the span of one block. There is no other city where you can do that. I don't regret anything because I don't like to live life with regret. You know, what's happened has happened. It's in the past. I'm here now. How can I benefit myself right in this moment and in the future? I've never even been the kind of person to think 2 years ahead of time, 1 year, 6 months ahead of time. And now I feel like because I'm an adult, I just turned 28. Like, I mean, I've been an adult, but I wasn't adult enough when I moved here. You know, like I have matured a lot. I've grown so much. I can feel it. I can see it. And I love that. The water here sucks. Oh my gosh. If you want an apartment, be ready to pay like minimum $3K. So before I moved here, I visited a total of 2 times. The first time I was in Brooklyn, I think for like a day or two, came to Manhattan, and I just loved it. I just fell in love because you are able to do so much. Like it just seemed like there was so much opportunity, but there's more opportunity like if you know people, honestly. Like everything is about connections, right? Of course you can make, of course you can try and make your own opportunity, but anywhere that's gonna be difficult. But I love seeing like the hustle. I think that it is so noble and so great that someone can just go on the subway and start singing or rapping out loud or start doing like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy, and I love that. And that's like you're making an honest living for yourself, and you're doing what you love. Like you're putting your all into that. You know, I love that. You don't see that in the Bay Area, and I love that I'm able to experience that. And the second time I visited here, man, I was going on a first date. And that was real princess treatment. I was staying at the Baccarat Hotel. We had separate rooms. Like, it was a freaking vibe. And I mean, clearly, like, I was staying at the Baccarat. I was going to the most expensive restaurants. Like, that was a different vibe. And that was really what set it for me, though. I was like, I'm going to move to New York. Like, it was set in my mind. And I'm proud of myself because there was one day that this was only a thought, and now it's like my reality. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't necessarily say it was like a dream. I guess it was a dream, but yeah, and I made it come true. Oh my gosh, shout out to me. Pat on the back for a real bitch. And then once I moved here, you know, everything's set in stone. That I was like, well, I'm not getting wined and dined, and I don't want to just go out and spend X amount of money and just blow money all the time, because I did that and it was fun and shit, but damn, New York is a time. It definitely is a time, but it's also just like exhausting, overwhelming, and I just feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. Like, it is a great city. It's a great city to live in for sure, but it also can make you go broke as hell. It can make you feel lonely because it's just so huge, and if you don't know anybody, I mean, it makes you feel small. I know not everybody is going to agree with me, my statements, and that's perfectly fine. To each their own. This is just what I have personally experienced. These are my own thoughts. Leave the negative comments to yourself.